सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं। वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम्। यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम्। गौष्पदीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसम् रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम्। अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशम् अक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम्। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमद राक्षसान्तकम्। वाल्मीकिगिरिसम्भूता रामसागरगामिनी पुनादिभुवनं पुण्या रामायणमहानदी। वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसा दासीत् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना। आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। मङ्गलं कौसलेन्द्राय महनीय गुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनूजाय सार्वभौमाय मङ्गलम्। We have seen in the last session, last class, the greatness of the Kosalapuri, Kosala Desha, in which the great city called Ayodhya has been established by Manu himself. And in that city, which is very well known as the most unformidable, formidable means it can be attacked. Informidable, that cannot be attacked. Yodhum na shakyate idi Ayodhya. One meaning is, it cannot be attacked, cannot be destroyed. Another thing is there is no need to destroy also. So when it is coming to the sixth sarga, you will find that why it is so. Now here we saw up to verse number 15. That the palaces were so studded with beautiful precious stones, appeared like huge mountains. Parvatairiva shobhitam, Gudagaraischa sampurnam, Indrasya iva Amaravati, like that of the Amaravati, the most beautiful city governed and ruled by Lord Indra himself. Now comes the 16th verse. We read, Chitramashtapadakaram Varanari Ganayutam Sarvaratna Samakirnam Vimanagraha Shobhitam Gruhagadama Vichidram Samabhumau Niveshitam Shalitandula Sampurnam Ikshukandara Sodakam Dundubibihi Mridangaischa Veenabhi Panavaistata Naditam Vrishamatyartam Prativyam Tamanuttamam Vimanamavisiddhanam Tapasadikatam divi Suniveshida Veshmantam Narottama Samavrutam. Now here the buildings, they were like San Francisco, so beautifully laid out. As it is said here, Chitram. The word Chitra means wonder. Chitra meaning is picture. When you add a prefix to V to that, Vichitra. Chittena ramyade or chittaihi ramyade iti chitram. Chitta means mind. That which makes the mind revel, it is called chitra. And when it makes the mind wonder, it is called vichitra. So here it is says, Chitram Ashtapadakaram. Chitram Ashtapadakaram. Wonderful it was. Ashtapadakaram. Akara means form. And Ashtapada. You know, you may probably be aware that the game of chess originally started in India. It is known as Chaduranga. Chatuhu, 4. Chadur. Anga, parts. So it was a game for the kings. The kings played this game because they were rulers of 4 kinds of defense. Now also you have, what do you have nowadays? Air Force, Ground Force, then Navy, then what? Huh? The chemical weapon is no. What is the 4th one? Marine. Navy and Marine is different. Different. 4. During those times, if you see a game of chess, what do they have? Soldiers, battalion, then horses, then elephants, and chariots. Now that's horses, but they have the ballast, but somewhat higher forces, higher level. So the game of dice basically is to make the king alert and have how the other person will move when I move this. When I take this step, what will be the others doing? So it is a lot of game that is about mind, how the other person would think. That's why when the intense game it becomes, every move will take 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes 1 hour also. Keep on watching. Because if I do this, there's a lot of calculations required. There are people who will even outbeat even computers. They can think so minutely which computers cannot do. So this game came originally from India. Chaduranga it's called. So just like a Chaduranga which has all the various squares and squares and squares and squares, in the same way the buildings were like that. That's why he says, Chitrapatakaram. It's like buildings are so many dots. Structured like the game of dice. And the city was inhabited by women of a highest standard of living. Varanari Ganayutam. Meaning they were also highly cultured, developed, brilliant, intelligent. Their standard of living was very high. So, this city is inhabited by such great standard of living people. Sarvaratna Samakirnam. These women of high level of the society, they were wearing various beautiful ornaments. Sarvaratna Samakirnam. As I said yesterday also, they were not valuing in terms of money. They were valuing in terms of beauty. Nowadays, if you go and buy an old, ancient vessel or any kind of artifacts, it's very costly, right? Because, you don't get those kind of workmanship nowadays. But at that time, they did not do it for money. They did it because of the love for the art. Now, you may also have from your grandmother or great-grandmother given some kind of this ornaments. How can you value in terms of money? The beauty cannot be repeated by anybody else. So the value is for the very skill, the beauty, the dedication, the love, the amount of work that has gone in. If you go into the ancient temples and look at it, how many people, how many hours and sometimes it goes up to generations. Can it ever be valued in terms of money? And you cut a piece of it and sell it in the market. That's what happens nowadays. So this city was so beautifully decorated, and the people were also lovers of art, culture, beauty. They were all wearing all sort of various ornaments. Vimanagraha Shobhitam. And the buildings were, some of them had 7 stories. Vimana means 7. Vimanagraha. 7 stories. When we went to Dwaraka, last year, we saw that was the ancient building it was. It had 4 or 5 stories above and 3 stories below. Below there. That time they had the technology of building those kind of things. And they were building it forever, to make it ever remain. Not today's, so everybody's gone. If you inside the home you fight, and then in case somebody is throwing something and you move, that's it, it will make a hole and go out. That much only is the thickness of the wall. Did I not tell you about that one person when they were all living in the apartment? So one family, newly wed, they moved into the apartment, and the next door, the husband and wife, they were always laughing. So this fellow got curious. After a few weeks, he went to the neighbor and said, "How long have you been married?" "Quite many years." "Why?" "Because you don't fight at all." We do, of course, every day we fight. How is that you are constantly laughing? Oh, that one. Yes, I want to know the secret. You know, when we fight, she throws at things, I duck. And I laugh. And I throw, when I get angry, I throw things, he does, and he laughs. That's why we keep laughing. So, now if you throw anything, it will make a hole and go to the next door. And that much is the strength. So their architectures were so strong. Vimanagraha Shobhitam. And the city was so densely populated, Griha Gadam Avichitram. Avichitram, Chit is to divide. To divide. Chinna means that which is divided. Avichitra means not divided at all. It is so dense. What? Griha Gadam. The buildings were so closely, that's why I said San Francisco. It is so closely connected to each other and it is so densely populated. You know, if you go to downtown San Francisco, you will find there is no gap at all. Continuously houses, some 20, 25 houses, one single block is only house and there is no gap at all. Isn't it? Sometime back, I think 5-7 years back maybe, I went to Goa. And there, they went to a particular village, or village, a city, a small town. There they had this kind of a dwelling. No partition, two houses were not having two different, it's not a component. Continuous. You go to open the other door, you are in another house. Another door, in another house. It goes on and on and on and on, some 25, 30 houses like that. So, and what is the purpose when they had big marriages, etc., open all the doors and everybody is in. You can go all the way from one end to the other end, the whole village, one single house. Interestingly, they have built all those things. So it's like Griha Gadam Avichidram Samabhumo Niveshitam. They were all built in a leveled ground. That means they had the technology and then enough equipment to level the grounds and then build the houses in that way. And not only that, dwelling places were highly, efficiently done. Shali, Tandula, Sampurnam, and the stock of grains were full of such stock of Shali, Tandula, Sampurnam, all various grains including unhusked rice, that's called Tandula. And the water quality was so good, it is Ikshukanda Rasodakam. Ikshukanda means like a sugarcane juice. Ikshukanda Rasodakam. The water was so sweet, it is tasted like. So, these are all to show how the standard was so high. It is not they were living in a forest or then hunting animals and then, living in such a very, low level of dwelling. No, it was highly developed. And we have seen I was told in Dwarka, which recent findings have shown that every citizen had a social security number. What else you want? They had a mark for every inhabitant had a number. Even now India is trying to do that, it is not possible, it's so difficult. So they had those kind of technology. And in Jaipur, when I had gone, one palace, and in that palace, they had air-conditioned rooms. Air-conditioned rooms. How is that possible? The spring water was passing through the bedroom through various tubes. And they had little holes on the top, so water constantly going through, then it was creating enough amount of coolness. From the well it is coming up and then it is going down. It is interesting if you see those things. And then if you see the above in that corridor, etc., it is all gold. So that was the condition of the ancient India, which had so much of wealth, and it is found in all the dwelling places. Now, not only that, the dwelling places were highly developed. Dundubibihi mridangaischa veenabihi panavaistada. There were music resounding all over the place. Nadidam vrishamadhyartam prithivyam tamanuttamam purim. In that great city, Naditam vrishamotyartam prithivyam. In that, everywhere there is a beautiful music going on. People were dancing and the music and then all various other activities and cultural activities are going on. Dundubi by trumpets, Mridanga by the Mridanga, Veena and Panava drums. All of them were resounding the entire place. People were happily engaging in singing music and dance, etc. And it is said, Vimanamiva siddhanam tapasadikadam divi. In the heavens, like various siddhas, they were able to obtain certain siddhis by great austerity and tapas and gained the power to use various aircrafts. Divi tapasa adigatam siddhanam vimanamiva. Like the various aircrafts that were obtained by the siddhas, who out of their intense austerity, how they obtained, that kind of aircrafts like buildings, suniveshida veshmantam narottama samavratam. Rows of buildings which had the shape of aircrafts, they were all built there. This was written by Valmiki himself, so he is not bluffing to us. Not only that, it was written at that time. So many thousand years back, so that therefore that time they did not have any present day aircrafts. But, probably, but they had the technology to do that. They had even found how to run a flight with lightest material. So, what could be obtained by the siddhas, by various austerities, the people of that city had enjoyed those comforts and conveniences in the houses. Ye chabaneirna vidyanti, that we have to read, right? Ye chabaneirna vidyanti viviktam aparaparam Shabdavedyam chavitatam Laguhasta visharadaha Simhavyagravarahanam Mattanam natatam vane Hantaro nishitai shastraihi Balat bahubalairapi Tadrishanam sahasraihi Sorry, that's one before it. Tadrishanam sahasraistam Abhipurnam maharataihi Purima vasayamasa Raja Dasharatastata. Now, when it is said that this formidable city it was, what it means is it had not only the very strong fort and other equipments to protect, but also we saw the Shadagni. Shadagni means that which can kill 100 people at one shot. That kind of a missile also they had. But here there were very well-dressed, skillful archers were present. That is most important. You may have an equipment, but nobody knows how to use it, and it's of no use. In some houses when we go, beautiful music instruments will be there, only for display. Who is playing that? Not Swamiji, I am thinking about it. So the past 25 years. So it is not like they have beautiful equipment but nobody knows how to use it. Here it is said, Sahasraihi Maharataihi ye Laguhasta Visharadaha. Maharataha, meaning Maharataihi, Sahasraihi, thousands of Maharatas, as the footnote here says. Who is the Maharata? Atmanam Saratim Chashvan Rakshan Yudyeta Yonaraha Samaharata Sanyaha Syat. He is called Maharata. Rata means chariot. Maharata means a great charioteer is one who is capable of Atmanam, oneself, Saratim, the driver, Cha Ashwan, the horses, Rakshan, protecting, Yudyeta. He who is capable of protecting himself, the driver and the horses, without bringing any kind of calamity to them, he is able to go through the war and win it. He is called Maharata. Such a person alone called Maharata. Here in this city they had thousands of such people. Sahasraihi Maharataihi ye Laguhastaha. They were so expert by Hath ka khel. Lagu means easy. So Laguhasta. They were so skillful. They were making it like a play for them. It is Laguhastaha. Banaihi. With and at the same time, when you have a power, when you have a skill, it is natural that you would like to use it as much as possible. Isn't it? Our Gurudev used to say, he had once a secretary, one who, writes and his notes, and sometimes he dictates, and then during those times, they type, all those things. So he had one, for a short period of time only, this person was there with him. So when he travels, he used to travel with him. He said, I had a very bad experience with this one of the secretary. Why? Because he had the vasana for singing. So what happens, when Gurudev used to dictate, he will write down. And sometimes he has to read a letter and understand what he's saying. At the time, he has no other thing to do, right? That fellow won't keep quiet. Shut up! Don't make noise. Would you please keep quiet? Because once you have that kind of a tendency, you cannot keep quiet. Is it not? You might have seen, go on and on and on, and they were go on making noise. So whatever be your skill, you tend to have the inclination to use that. Similarly, you may say that these great warriors will have their hands itching all the time. They have to kill, like the small children when they get the teeth, Yesterday, the day before, one small, two kids were there, twins. Anything that is available, get it and then chew it to the maximum. Anything that is available. And the lady was keeping her hand and the child started. Because the teeth is coming, it wants something to eat, to chew. In the same way, these people who have that skill, they cannot just keep quiet. Their hands will be constantly, waiting to. So, but that is not the case. That is what he is trying to point out here. Na vidyanti. Banaihi na vidyanti. They would not pierce with their arrows. Whom? Vibiktam, aparaparam, shabdavedyam, vitatam cha. They do not attack a person who is alone. Vibiktam na vidyanti. They don't attack with their arrows the person who is poor fellow standing alone. Go and attack him. It will be insult for them. One person said, I recently came from a war and I had cut 20 people's hands and legs in one single shot. I went and cut all their hands and feet completely. So his friends were so aghast. My God, you cut off 20 people's hands and legs? Yes. Why didn't you cut off the head? Somebody already did that. That is not your greatness. So So if a lonely person is there, go and attack him. That is not a big deal. So they won't attack a lonely person. Viviktam na vidyanti. Similarly, apara aparam, a orphan, one who does not have anybody. Poor thing, such people they won't attack. Shabdavedyam, one who does not have any direction, he is going only by the sound. Such a person who has directionless and who is, wandering, they won't attack. Also, Vitatamcha, one who is running away from the war. Go and running and catch hold of him and kill him. Poor fellow, he is running away, leave him. So these people, that's insult to the soldier. So, even though skillful, they engage in the war with dharma. That is what it is important. Not out of violence, vengeance, revenge, no. It is according to the rules of the war. Whoever is attacking us, whoever is capable of fighting with us, to them only we show the skill, not others. And at the same time, Vanehi nardatam mattanam simha vyagra varahanam nishidaihi shastraihi balat bahubalairabi hantaraha. At the same time, these various wild animals, Vane in the forest, nardatam roaring, mattanam full of drunkenness, though mad, simha vyagra varahanam. This is lion, tiger and various boars. Nishidaihi with the sharp shastraihi weapons. Balat with the strength of the weapon. Bahubalairabi with their own physical strength. Hantaraha. They are capable of killing the lions and tigers either by the weapons or by the hand itself. Imagine a huge tiger. If he just touches you, finished you, all your teeth will come out. That is the strength of a lion. If you have seen his hand, you should, if you go closer and you look at him, that's it, over. I'm a little bit smashed. I happened to see one lion right just 10 feet in front of me, just right in front of me, 10 feet, looking at me. When you look at it, it's such a huge hand with their eyes, violent eyes, when they look at it, just 10 feet. I was dead scared. And it just started moving towards me. And I moved to the next cell. Next cellar. So long as it is behind that bars, I'm fine. If it is outside, then you cannot stand anywhere near. Imagine fighting with that. It's not a circus lion that they are fighting with, the real one. So how much of strength that they will be having for Bahubalairabi Hantaraha Tadrishanam Tam Purim Abhipurnam Tada Raja Dasharadaha Avasayamasa. In that kind of a place, Tadrishanam, such kind of Tam Purim, in that city of Ayodhya, Abhipurnam, filled with such people, Tada Raja Dasharadaha, such a city was ruled by Dasharatha, the great king. Next verse is in a different meter. Tam agnimadbir gunavadviravratam. What happened? Suddenly sound is. Tam agnibadbir gunavadviravratam. Okay. Tam agnimadbihi Gunavadviravratam Dvijottamaihi Vedashadangaparakai Sahasrataihi Satyaratir Mahatmabihi Maharshikalpaihi Rishibhischa Kevalaihi. Here the description so far is about the warriors, about the traders, etc. But in a country where all these people exist but not men of knowledge exist, then that particular culture or a society will never improve. It is found in the Hindu culture, the first and foremost given importance is given to the people of knowledge. Sreshtaha Brahmanaha. Why it is so? Because they protect knowledge, and knowledge, if it is not protected, we are all brutes. Education should be given the maximum importance in any society. Because it is the educated ones who are able to guide the society in the right direction. Otherwise, there will be only violence, intolerance and killing and destruction only. Okay, what else you can loot each one of them? So, if there are only businessmen, then they will loot each other. If there are only warriors, then they will kill each other. The Brahmanas, they bring an order in the whole, society, and therefore, Brahmana, that men of knowledge, Brahmana I do not mean by the caste, by the men of knowledge. Somebody sent me a clip, I put it in the Facebook also. India's contribution to America is, America imports various things from various places, right? China also various things coming. So many different things are coming from over a different part. What is being imported from India? Intelligence. The graduates from IIT, they are there in most of the most important, fields of sciences. It is statistically proved, 2/3 of IITians are in US. 2/3 of the graduates who graduate every year are here. And that interview, the Infosys, what is his name? Narayanamurthy. He was telling that his own people or his own son or somebody, he was not able to get admission in IIT, but he got it in MIT. It's interesting to note that the amount of importance that is given to the science and understanding the science and math and engineering in those kind of institutions which contribute to the development of developed countries. Unbelievable. So anyway, why it is so? Because knowledge is given prominence, importance. That society which gives importance to knowledge alone can move forward in developing itself. So obviously they have imported the right knowledge here, and therefore this is possible here. From the Second World War also it is the same. Germans were here to develop the nuclear weapons. And because of that only America could win the war, because of the weapons that was created by Germans. So we find that here, even though the description of all these various warriors and other things are given, but most importantly it says, Tam agnimadbihi gunavadbihi avrutam purim. Avruta, filled with. Who? Agnimadbihi, those who are maintaining the sacrificial fire. Those who are maintaining the knowledge in the society. Those who are invoking the gods for the sake of protection of the society. Brahmanas worshipping the supreme truth through Vedic mantras, ritual fire. Gunavadbihi, endowed with all the virtues. It is said a Brahmana is a person who is initiated to study of Vedas at the age of 8. Ashtavarsham Brahmanam Upanayita. May the parents take the child to this teacher at the age of 8. Nowadays what they do just before marriage, it's like a marriage license. That fellow knows nothing. He never even know how many Vedas are there. It's supposed to be that they have to be introduced to study of Vedas at the age of 8. At the young age, they are able to get the thing straight. You don't need to teach them 3 times, 4 times. Once or twice they are taught, that's it. They get it. In those times there were not any books also. It is all just listening. So, tam agnimadbihi gunavadbihi. men of virtues. And what is the main virtue that they possessed, these Brahmanas? Shanto danta uparadit dikshuhu samahito bhutva. Shantaha, peaceful in the mind. Dantaha, well controlling the senses. Uparadaha, ability to withdraw. Titikshuhu, tolerance. Samahitaha, pleasant. Pleased and peaceful in their mind. Entire personality is so peaceful. Then we are considered guna. Gunavadbihi avrutam. So these, not only the city was equipped with weapons and men of skillful warriors, but also men of knowledge. Dvijottamaihi Veda Shadanga Paragaihi Avratam. Dvija Uttamaihi, Dvijeshu Uttamaha, Dvije Uttamaihi. The best among the two twice born. Twice born, as you know, a Brahmana is also considered Dvija. A Kshatriya is also Dvija and a Vaishya also Dvija. They all are equipped for, or they are all eligible for study of Vedas. The Brahmanas are taught Vedas for them to perform the rituals. And Kshatriyas also taught. Why so? So that they know why they have to protect the Brahmanas. Because otherwise, they will be studying, and because the Brahmanas don't earn money and they do not defend themselves, they have to be protected. And if I do not have a regard and respect for what they know, I will not have the reason to protect them. So the Kshatriyas are also taught Vedas. The Vaishyas also taught Vedas because they should know how to obtain money in correct ways and for what purpose. So, Brahmanas studied Vedas to perform, Kshatriyas learned Vedas to protect, Vaishyas learned Vedas to provide. The money and the wealth, resources are provided by the Vaishyas. Protection was given by the Kshatriyas, and the performance of all the sacrifices done by the Brahmanas. Dijottamaihi Veda Shada Anga Paragaihi. Paragain Param Gachanti di Paraga. They have gone to the other shore of knowledge, meaning they have crossed the entire shore of knowledge. Shadanga, as I think yesterday also I explained, No, I didn't explain. Shadanga means the 6 limbs of the Vedas. Before you study Vedas, you should know this. What are those? Shiksha, Vyakarana, Kalpa, Nirukta, Chandasam, Jyotisham. Phonetics. First thing. You must know how to pronounce. Nowadays, English also, it's like a telegraphic English nowadays. If you ask the children to write English, you cannot read it. Coming means SMNG. That's coming. Going, G and G. That's going. Whatever you understand. Because they want to, there's only text messages nowadays. But when it comes to Shastras, you must pronounce every letter. No letter should be understood. No silent letters anywhere. In phonetic language like Sanskrit, there's no silent letters. So for example, vehicle. Nowadays, that's what the problem is. The children who are not learning the spelling, vehicle, if you wanted to ask them to write down the spelling, they say V-A-I-C-L-E, vehicle. V-A-I-C-L-E. Finished. The C is also doubtful. K-L-E they put. Vehicle, according to the pronunciation. But if you really write vehicle, some people in India, even now they pronounce, are you going by your own vehicle? Because they want to pronounce every letter of it. Because that is how it is. Most of the Indian languages, in every letter you have to pronounce. Especially those who are studying Sanskrit, it's very funny when they speak. I am going by my own vehicle. So because no letter is unwanted, every letter is useful for making that statement, making the word. So the method of pronouncing the letter is called Shiksha, a discipline of pronunciation. Vyakarana, grammar. Nirukta, etymology. Chandas, prosody. Kalpa is rituals. What are the ingredients for the rituals? Siksha, Kalpa, that's ritual. Vyakarana, Jyotisha. Jyotisha means astrology. For performance of any ritual, you should know what is the planet that is presiding. And even to utter a mantra, you should know which planet is residing. Presiding planet must be there to even for you to utter the mantra, otherwise it's useless. If I am calling you and if you are not in the room, what is the point? Go on calling, you will not be there. I have done my work of calling. You may call, but nothing will happen. Why? Because that particular presiding deity is not present there. So, Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Chandasam, Jyotisham. This is a Shadanga. Shadanga Paragai, those who have studied all these 6 limbs of the Vedas and excellent in their knowledge. Sahasradaihi, they are, and also here the Vaishyas. Sahasradaihi, they are the givers of things in plenty. They are doing the dhanam in plenty. Satyarataihi, those who are reveling in the Satyam. Satyam here does not mean speech alone. Yata Sudam, Yata Drishtam, Tadeva Kadanam. That is called Satyam. Whatever is seen, whatever is heard, as it is, you speak. That is called Satyam. But here it is not Satyasya Satyam. Ityuktade Brahmani Bhaktihi Rupa Vapanna Jnanavadbihi. This is devotion to Satyasya Satyam. That which is supreme one, Brahma, that is Brahman. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. That Brahmanaha Bhakti. Devotion to the self, that one. Mahatma Bihi, by the great saints. Maharshihi Kalpaihi, those who are equal to great Maharshis. Rishibhischa Kevalaihi. And also, the Rishis Kevalaihi means those who are unique Rishis. Uniquely saint. You know, it so happens that people who have not understood the greatness of the Mahatmas, they will not even treat them properly. So it is necessary that one must recognize the greatness of the person. Then only the greatness will be understood and followed. I think yesterday also talked about that. Right? I don't remember which class which I says anything. So morning or evening, it doesn't matter. So that's this end of this particular sarga. Ityarshe Srimad Ramayane Valmikiye Adikavye Balakande Panchama Sargaha. Thus the 5th sarga comes to an end, where the subject matter was the description of the city of Ayodhya, which was found in the Koshala Desha, founded by Manu himself, the first human who belonged to, from whom the Ikshvaku Parampara started. Now, Shashtaha Sargaha, 6th sarga. What is the main subject matter of this sarga? Ayodhyam Dasharate Shasati Tatkalina Akhila Jana Vartana Kadanam. Kadanam. It is statement or the description again here about Akhila Jana Vardhana, the conduct and nature of the people who lived there, where Ayodhyam Dasharate Shasasi Tatkalina. When Dasharatha was ruling the kingdom, at that time, what were the virtues and conducts of the people who were living in that place? Why it is important? Because a great thing is going to happen. What is that? Bhagavat Avatar. Bhagavan's avatar is going to take place. In this context only I was talking about. When Bhagavan's avatar is going to take place, are they qualified enough to even understand what that avatar means? In that context only I was telling Maharshi, Sri Ramana Maharshi, when he was in search of truth himself, about himself, he came to Tiruvannamalai and he was sitting there. His question was, who am I? Who am I? That was going on in his mind. He was not interested in anything else. So he was sitting in the temple and whatever food was offered he was taking, but he was not interested in. Most of the time he was all by himself meditating. People who were around him, the children, they did not understand. They throw stone at him. Because he looked like, one who is like, not mad, but, who is not doing anything else. Others were playing around, running and doing all those. He was not doing any of this. So he could not sit and quietly contemplate. That's why he went to a small cave and sat there for 6 months. Without any food, water, nothing. And there also somebody came and picked him up. So he went to a hill in the Tiruvannamalai hill, on the next hill. He went there. For 12 years he didn't speak to anybody. And he was into his own solitude all the time. When such a person was there of that caliber, great men of scholarship, they came looking for him. So, an avatar takes place, definitely men of knowledge will know what is happening there. But even to avatar take place, there should be people around him who are qualified for this. That's why he says, Atra Bhagavat Avatara Yogya Desha. That city or the country should be qualified enough to have this kind of avatar. And Deshaha Darshitaha Ada Tad Yogyam Purusham Darshayadi Shashte Sarge. And the person to whom he is going to be born, Dasharatha, how he is qualified for having Rama as his son. You mean to say, he is so lucky? No luck here. Bhagavan does not take chances on people. He should know whether this fellow is fit to have me or not. Not by chance I will be born to somebody. So, Dasharatha was such a fit parent for him to take avatar there. So, how is it that is going to be shown in this 6th chapter? Tasyam Puryam Ayodhyayam Vedavid Sarva Sangraha Dirgadarshi Mahatejaha Paurajana Padapriyaha Ikshvakunam Atirato Yajva Dharma Parovashi Maharshi Kalpo Rajarshihi Trishu Lokeshu Vishrutaha Balavan Nihata Mitro Mitravan Vijitendriyaha Tanaischa Sanchayaishchanyaihi Shakravaishravanoopamaha Yata Manurmahateja Lokasya Parirakshita Tata Dasharato Raja Lokasya Parirakshita Tena Satyabhisandena Trivargam Anutishthita Palita Sa Puri Sreshta Indrene Maravati. He was Dasharatha, as we have seen so far, he was a very capable ruler. A Kshatriya, as I said, but at the same time, he was knower of Vedas also. Vedavit, adept in the Vedas, Sarva Sangraha, commanding all different wealth. Dirgadarshi, Trikaladarshi, a man of vision. Mahatejaha, of men of great glory. Paurajana Padapriyaha, loved by all the citizens of his country. Ikshvakunam Atirataha, among the kings of Ikshvaku, he is Atirata. Atirata means he can take care of 1,000 Maharathis at the same time. As the footnote also it is said here. And Atirata is he who fights a number of Maharathis alone. Why Dasharatha? He says, in all the 10 directions he is able to fight. In all the 10 directions, all the 8 directions and top and bottom. So he was able to move his chariot so swiftly and he was able to meet his enemies all the 10 directions. So he is Atirata he was. And Yajva and performing various rituals, Dharmarataha. He was also performer of good things in this world. Now you see, he is referred as Vashi Maharshi Kalpaha. He is a man who has control over his own subjects and he is equal to Maharishis. And Rajarshi, royal king, royal sage. Now, this is where I quoted from the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu. Krishna says, this knowledge I am giving to you, O Arjuna, these men of kingly saints, they know it. What do you mean by that? The kings of that times, they were not just rulers, they were leaders of a noble nature and they were leading by their own personal integrity. Because they were men of knowledge. So a king, all right, he was administering, ruling the kingdom, but at the same time, he was a man of highly, well adept in Vedas and wise. Rajascha Rishischa Rajarishihi. He is a king, at the same time saint. This is what we do not recognize the point that when we are taking up to one field of activity, forget about all other things, which is not right. That is why in the earlier times, first Atmajnanam, Vedic knowledge is given and then only other technical knowledges. First 8 years old the child, when he goes to the teacher, he is taught first only the Vedas. The Dharma, what he has to perform, what is a Veda, what are the Shadangas, how to conduct rituals, all those details. Then he is given to whatever field which he belonged to, or his lineage is about. He is a king, he is given this kingly knowledge, archery, warfare, and all those things are given. If he is a mantri son, then all the administrative things are given. If he is a person who is into any other business, and then he is given that Vanichyam, he was taught about that. So, basic knowledge of Vedas and that basic knowledge must be there. So, he is a Raja Rishi and living like that. Raja Rishi, Trishu Lokeshu Vishrutaha. In 3 words, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha, his name is known, Vishrutaha. Balavan, man of strength. Nihata Amitraha. He has already taken care and conquered all his Amitraha, meaning all the enemies. At the same time, Mitravan. Man who has many different friends. Vijita Indriyaha, self-controlled. Dhanaischa Anyaihi Sahangrahaischa. He has amassed wealth of from various resources. Shakra Vaishravanopamaha. He is equal to Indra and Kubera. Shakra, the very word for Indra is Shakra. Shakra means not is Shakra, anything Shakra. Shatakratuhu is Shakra. He has completed 100 Ashwamedha Yagas. Indra is not a person, it is a position. Like your Prime Minister, President, it's a position. So in the heavens there is a position called Indra. Anybody can compete for that. It so happened that Bali Chakravarti, who was almost completing 100, he was a grandson of Prahlad. He was one of the Daityas, but a very noble person. Prahlad is a grandson, so you can understand. Very noble person, even though born in the Daityakula, born in the Rakshasas. But he was very noble, and the influence of grandfather was there in him. Very devoted to Vishnu. And that's why when Vishnu came as a Vamana, what so happened, he was about to complete 100th Ashwamedha. If he finishes that, Indra will have to lose his position. So Indra was one day sitting, his the seat started shaking. Wondering what happened. Narayana, Narayana. Narada Bhagavan came and said, what is happening, Narada? What is going on? That Bali, one of the Daityas, is finishing 100th Ashwamedha Yaga. I didn't know. You didn't see the blog? He has already put up all the pictures of all the 99 of them. 100th one is about to start, and you have to do something about it. Whom do I go to for help? Narayana, Narayana. I cannot tell you about that. Then he goes to Vishnu and then asks for it. Vishnu took pity on him, because if Daityas come to rule, then there will be a problem there. Because once Indra is a Daitya, then he will bring all his clients here. Then there will be a problem. In the heaven, there will not be no place for others. Their people will come and occupy it. So therefore, he requested and he goes down, and Vishnu knowing that the nature of Bali, he never punished him. In fact, he gave him blessings. So Indra had that much of power. So that is, he is called Shakra, and Vaishravana is Kubera. Kubera is Vaishravana. So he is equal to in power and wealth, comparable to Indra and Kubera. Shakra Vaishravanopamaha Raja Dasharatha Tasyam Ayodhyayam Puryam Vasan. He was living in that city, Lokasya Parirakshita. He was taking care of. From that city, he was controlling the entire earth in which the Bharatavarsha was there. Mahatejaha Manu Yata Tata Jagat Parirakshita. Just like Manu was taking care of it, in the lineage it was Dasharatha who was equally powerful there. Tena Satya Abhisandena. Tena, by him, Satya Abhisandena, by the one who is very much abiding by the truth, Trivargam Anutishthita. Trivargam, Dharma, Artha, Kama. So the king, as a king, he cannot be, even though he is a knower of the Upanishad, etc., but he was following the path of Dharma and showing to the people how to gain wealth through Dharma and how to enjoy wealth through Dharma also. So many people should not misunderstand, all these Hindu scriptures are about moksha, get out, get out, get out. No, it is not that. It was a wrong usage of that knowledge. In fact, when moksha alone is taken as a main aspect of life, and if you lose, then the society won't exist. That we see in Tibet and such other places where, unfortunately, the whole culture is gone. Why? Because nobody was working. So when nobody is working, then where can there be an industry? Where can there be agriculture? Where can there be water? Where can there be anything? So the Hinduism teaches, no doubt the highest goal is liberation, but should be obtained by dharma. First, perform your duty and gain the right kind of wealth. Enjoy the right way, and then overcome and transcend all of them and to reach liberation. So he was Trivargam Anutishthita Palita Asa Puri Sreshta. He was also Palita. He was administering that beautiful city there. Indrena Iva Amaravati. Just like Indra was taking care of Amaravati. So we will see more of them tomorrow. Here is a beautiful song which I will sing to you. Please. It's a little fast number, fast beat. Aganita Gunagana Bhushana Rama I had my dinner. How about you? Aganita Gunagana Bhushana Rama Ashrita Vatsala Jaya Jaya Rama अयोध्यवासी सीतारामा आपद्बान्धव जय जय राम दशरथनन्दन श्रीराम दशमुखमर्दन जय जय राम कौसल्या सुखवर्धन राम कामितफलदा जय जय राम पापविमोचन श्रीराम पट्टाभिराम जय जय राम जानकी वल्लभ सीताराम जय रघुराम जय श्रीराम वानर सेवित श्रीराम वारिधि बंधन जय जय राम हनुमत पूजित सीताराम श्रीराम जय जय राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम श्रीराम जय जय राम 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 यावर रामचंद्र की जय। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। Tell Swapna, there's a box of fruits in that. Fruits.